Hello, it's Dave Dunn here at FastCredit Pro, and in this video we're going to be looking at the product variations and how you can use credits in these variations. So on this example here, I've got a variable product that's set up for both credit and currency, and you can see I've got dual pricing enabled, which kind of makes sense because we have two variations. One is a currency variation and one is the credit variation, and depending on which variation we select and add to cart, we're going to be able to check out with that variation. So for example, if we select the currency here and add that to cart, and then we view the cart, you'll see the currency version is in the cart and we can check out with that as normal as a WooCommerce product. And then if we remove this from the cart, go back to our shop and select the other variation, the credit-based variation. So pre-selected here. We just add that to cart and view that cart. You can see this variation is in the cart in the credit version. So once the credit-based version is in the cart, they can only check out with credit-based products. So if they try and go back and add the currency version to the cart, there'll be a check in place just to make sure that they don't add that to the cart. You can see a separate video that goes into more detail about that. But basically the key here is that we've got two variations. One is currency and one is credit. And this gives you two routes to check out depending on how you want to structure your site. And then there's one final thing to notice is that basically when the user has a credit balance, it's going to show the add to cart button for the credit variation. If they're not logged in or they don't have a credit balance, if they want to add the credit variation to the cart, they can't because they don't have a credit balance. So it's going to show the buy credits button instead. And then obviously if they select the buy credit button, it's going to take them to the landing page, which is your credit top-up destination, and they can purchase the credits from here. So with all that said, I'm going to show you the settings for the product variations. So if we just edit this product, and you can see we've got the product data type is a variable product. And then you're going to have set up your attributes, which in this case I've set up an attribute called pricing with two different values. One is currency, one is credit. And I've set that to be used for variations. And then when we've created our variations, we've generated them from those attributes, right? So we've got our currency variation and we've got our credit variation here. And you can add as many variations as you want, and you can use these variations like you would any other variations. The thing to remember here is that they're basically the same as the credit purchase products. It's just added to the variations. So if you've watched a video on the credit purchase setup, then you'll understand how that works. But I'll run through it again quickly here. But in this currency variation, it's basically just a WooCommerce product. It's got a price, and you can set a sale price or whatever, but you don't need to worry about the product credits here or the expiry or any of this other stuff. And that's pretty much good to go as a currency variation. So the other variation is the credit variation, and what we've done is selected this as a credit purchase. And then we've got the price, so it's good practice to put a value in this box, even if you're not selling it in the currency, because the WooCommerce may default it to become a free product and may not show the purchase buttons, which can cause a bit of confusion when you're setting things up. So even if you're not selling this in a price value, in a currency value, just put a value in that box. And then the credit value is the important part here, so you just put in a value in the credit box. Now you can also set this variation as an instant credit purchase. And if you look at the separate video for instant credit purchases, you'll get more detail of how that works. But once you do set that, you're going to need to decide whether you want to value is in here and whether you want to remove the add to cart, etc., right? But for now, we're just going to leave that unchecked. And really, all you need is the value and the credit value here. And you should be good to go. Obviously, you select these as needed, whether it's downloadable, virtual, etc. So that's pretty much all there is with the variations. It's quite straightforward. And depending on how you want to structure your site, it's going to give you that dual path to check out with the currency and the credit versions. And depending on whether your user is obviously logged in or has 0 credits, it's also going to show the top-up credit destination. One final thing to point out here is this: I've set it to have a dual pricing display. So that is set in here in the FastCredit Pro settings. You've got dual pricing option here on the credit gateway. So basically, if that's unchecked and I save those changes, you're going to see a slight difference in how the listing is displayed. Obviously, it's just going to display in credits because it's a credit-based purchase. So depending on how your theme actually displays the pricing, it may affect this as well, because some themes display the pricing differently, and we try to give you as much flexibility as possible. But generally, if you're using product variations, dual pricing is a good option to have selected so that you can see the price of both variations at the same time. So hopefully this video gives you enough detail on product variations. Any questions, just let me know. And if you need more detail on the instant credit purchase or the credit purchase product itself, you can watch those relevant videos as well. So if you're enjoying this video and you're enjoying the content that we're providing here on YouTube and the plugins that we're putting out, just give us a quick like, subscribe and share and all that stuff, because it's going to help us grow this channel. We're at a very early stage at this point, so I'm just making this little call out here. I'm going to stick in all the videos that you're probably going to see, just to keep reminding you. And also, if you've got a comment, leave a comment, and if you've got requests for videos, let us know as well, so that we can kind of just keep on top of stuff and just bring you stuff that you want to know. Anyway, I look forward to connecting. Any questions, let me know, and chat soon.